All right, guys. So my question to you, this is an unknown question. These folks have never heard this question before from me. They're very anxious, like I was in previous questions. Worst Trek episode ever.
Oh, that's easy.
It is? No,
yeah.
really?
Oh, Scott, Fox Brain, come on.
I would
Okay.
argue. I would
Okay.
argue that.
That's what I wanted. Some arguing going on here.
Oh, what's the...
So
Horrible.
Steve is unequivocally, first thing that popped into your brain was Spock's brain.
I can think of other ones, but just it's so insulting to the intellect of Star Trek to have Leonard Nimoy walking around like a zombie, and then you had the girls from Queen of Outer Space in it, and it's just no. I'm sorry.
Brain is brain. What is brain?
So I agree that episode is pretty terrible. And if we were limiting ourselves to, so are we limiting just to the original series or all?
No,
series?
all
I
Trek.
think all Star
All
Trek.
Trek.
Wow. Okay.
But
So
we're sticking to Trek.
Okay. So for original series Trek, I might be there with you.
Okay.
But I think for the worst episode for me for all time. Now, I'm saying this, I know original series episodes really, really well. I know Next Generation episodes really, really well. The other series, not necessarily as well. And especially as I've rewatched things, if I didn't like an episode, I've skipped it. So, I guess so I think I have to go with Code of Honor.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Code of Honor.
That
one's-
one
yeah.
just, I can't, I don't even, like, how do you make that episode with a straight face kind of this is a good episode to make.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like even then it was like, it's cringy now, but and I accept the fact that sometimes, things change where things weren't cringy
Right.
and now they are, but
Yeah.
this one I think was even cringy back
Terrible.
then.
Yeah.
So
You have him at disadvantage. I have a blank brain on that one.
that's okay. It was probably a good
Okay,
reason. for
good.
that.
Okay,
Like,
well
can
maybe
we call it
that's it.
Space
Maybe I wiped
Africa?
it. You know.
Yeah.
Is that
I don't know.
appropriate to
See,
say?
it's just, I don't know. And the thing is, I know a lot of people will say name Sub Rosa as a terrible, one of the
that's
worst ones.
where I was going.
I won't do that. And one of the reasons is, now someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong about this. It is the only episode where we get any insight into Dr. Crusher's extended family.
I think you're right.
Throughout the rest of the series, we get insights into every other character's family, except her. I mean, like, yes, she's got a son, Wesley. Okay, she's a mom.
Right.
But like in that whole, she's more than just a mom. Well, yes, she's Dr. Crusher, but we don't know. She mentions nothing, Zippo. So I still like Sub Rosa, and I recommend to people to watch it to get the fuller picture of all characterness that is Dr. Crusher.
Right. Yeah. It's one I'll watch if I'm really desperate, but it's just like Picard walking in when she's having a moment. We won't get into all of that because this is a family show, but it's like, whoa, I can't believe that happened on screen.
Well,
This
here's
was too much.
Here's the thing. I will tell, if someone is like, say, watching Next Generation for the first time, I'll say at least watch Sub Rosa 1 so you get that picture. You don't have to watch
Oh
it
yeah, I
after
think
that.
you need to watch it
But
once for sure.
Code of Honor, you can just
Now I
skip.
have
Honor,
to
you can
watch
skip.
it. Now I have to watch it. Now you force me. Code
Sorry.
of Honor. It's like
Oh, that was the opposite of what I wanted to do.
you know what
The
that's
other
like,
one
that's
that-
like saying. You know what it's like saying. It's like saying.
Don't
"Hey,
touch this.
Steve,
Don't
check
touch it."
this milk. Is it fresh? Go ahead, give it a sniff. You know.
Oh, I hate
now
that.
you're making
Yeah.
me do that. You know.
I may or
You're-
may not have a wife that makes me smell milk that is clearly spoiled. Just dump it out. Anyways, I digress.
I have a 3.5-year-old. Milk
I-
does not last that long in our house.
Right.
Okay.
It rarely does for us either. But anyways, or cottage cheese, sour cream. It doesn't matter.
I can't deal with cottage cheese.
Um,
Oh my gosh, can't deal with it.
So
Ricotta cheese.
I will have to say
Yes.
that it's very interesting, Adina's two choices, because those are on my
Mhm.
top two list
No.
of worse. The one that another one that I would say from the original Trek is, I can't remember the name of it, but I think it may have been the first episode that actually aired on television, where it had the weird salt sucker alien.
my
Oh, man
gosh.
trap.
Man Trap, yeah.
Man Trap.
Yeah,
I
Man
find
Trap.
that episode infuriatingly awful and terrible. I really don't like it at all. But it's been a while since I've watched Sub Rosa. I would say Code of Honor for all of the social issues is just terrible. But I think that I'm gonna say Code of Honor and Sub Rosa are two of I think some of the worst. I think they could have not made either of those. Crusher deserved more than that, I think. She didn't get a lot of episodes. She had some great episodes, but she didn't get nearly as much as Worf or Geordi. Certainly not Data, Picard, or Riker, or Troy even. So I wish they would have done something a little deeper with her. They could have done something way more interesting than this weird ghost story.
And about the Salt Monster episode, the one that you mentioned, Brian, when I first watched Star Trek, September the 8th, 1966, and that was the one that aired. Even at 9 years old, I thought to myself, we're just being thrown into this. And it was kind of like, where's the introduction? Where was that?
Yes, it wasn't there.
It wasn't there. All of a sudden you're just thrown into it. And I was confused, but I accepted it. So yeah, and then you get to see, the cage, and it's like, oh, there's all the backstory.
Right.
Oh.
And I also want to make a disclaimer, because art, science fiction in particular, like, it is okay that Adina likes Sub Rosa and I do not.
Well, no.
Okay.
I never said I liked it.
Oh, really?
I said it's not. I said
Oh.
I'm just rallying. It's not the worst episode
Okay.
ever, and there is some merit to watching it. That's I didn't say I liked it, because it's not a great episode.
Okay.
But you get something. I guess you get something out of watching it.
Okay.
You get a little bit more about Crusher's background, her family.
Okay. Which again, I think is valuable. But it was disappointing they had to go the route they did to get us there. And I don't know, maybe it's one of those concepts too that on paper, if it's done well, could be really interesting. I don't know, maybe.
I think the concept that there's like this ghost, that this alien like being that has kind of been a part of their family and passed down, that just that is interesting. Now, when you make it like they're kind of like a whatever it was to that, that's where they crossed in the line. I think they still could have done there's this ghost that lives with us, and I think they could have done it, yes, in a way that was more interesting. Like, ooh, you guys, wait, this thing has been on Earth for was on Earth for hundreds of years, and where did it come from? Like, they could have made it really interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
Did we all get to answer? Steve, did you get to answer? I don't remember.
I did.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Right
He was very adamant.
Spock's brain.
Yes, Spock's brain.
Yeah, I was going to say Sub Rosa, but another one that comes to mind, and this is what I was thinking about, because of the resolution, the actual episode I think is good, but A Private Little War, where Kirk has to go back to this planet that I guess he observed as when he was younger. It's a good episode up until the end, when Kirk's solution is to arm both parties with weapons so that they can fight each other. I think McCoy is so in the right when he's like, no, you've made the wrong decision. That's not a good call. So that kind of frustrates me.
Well, see,
the actual episode up until the end is actually really
moral
good.
question that you got with that.
Yeah.
Right.
But
so that's more of a grievance than like actually a bad episode then, probably.
See, I think that was they did that actually pretty well, because I think they showed how so at this point, we really love Kirk, right? When that episode aired, and it really showed how someone who you love and respect can, in the heat of a moment, start going down the wrong path and take someone else to bring them out, so.
But he doesn't get run out. That's the solution. And McCoy says, you're wrong, has a whole speech about bloody war after bloody war. A bloody year after bloody year, and then that's how the episode ends.
I gotta go rewatch that.
Yeah.
It also bugs me, since we're doing video, I can do the motion where Kirk is on a mountain. He's trying to see something. He can't see it because he can't zoom into things. But then he puts his hands over his eyes, and then the camera magnet zooms in, and he's able to see who it is. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's not how that works. You can't do this. And then squeak more. Done.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.